Greetings and welcome to a new narration done by Dr. Torment. The following story may or may not prove rather sensitive to some listeners. Discretion is advised, and consider this your one and only warning. Now, with that out of the way, let us proceed. The bleeding man stumbled but kept on following. The bleeding man with vacant eyes moaned fiendishly as he tried to catch up. The bleeding man with footsteps that matched your heartbeat. The more you get scared, the faster he chases. And he stops when your heartbeat stops. When you are dead. I had heard tales of the bleeding man, and parties where you cannot put a face to the words that you hear, at parties where you go to drown the voices, the ones from the outside and the ones from within. They said the worst thing that the bleeding man does is... I don't quite remember what they said, or just got lost in the noise of the music. I turned to look over my shoulder. He was closer than before. The more tired I got, the faster my heart beat, and the longer his strides got. But I can see him more clearly now. Though I couldn't really place the face, I had seen him before. He was not a complete stranger. Maybe someone I had seen on the bus, an acquaintance from the past. Somebody I had wronged unknowingly. The ghosts of my other misdeeds have haunted me before. All those times I broke my promises, all those times I let my loved ones down. Those ghosts have haunted me in the nights all the time, but never tried to kill me. But this one, who was he? Had I run someone over? The bleeding man grew taller as I granted him more thought. He got muscular as I thought more about him, tried to decode him, if you will. Gained more ground with the newfound strength I had given him. He reached out for me, scratching the back of my neck. I whimpered and quickened my pace. Through the parked cars, zigzagging my way to the elevator bay that I could now see on the horizon, thinking about good things, I was telling myself. Think about the time you went on the vacation. The vacation you went because your heart broke and you were too scared to face it and literally ran away. Bloody hell, that was not a good thought. Try something else, I told myself. Think about the first bicycle you were gifted. The one that you hated so much because everyone else had better ones. Because your best friend called you a sissy girl for riding one with no bars. Every good thought can become a bad one if you think it long enough. A hand came over my shoulder and covered my face. A decayed hand with boils and blood dripping. I fell to the floor, hit my head on the cement, and tears filled my eyes. Through the water, I could see the shape of the bleeding man looming over me. He leaned down to have a good look at me, and I got a good look at him. Still no recognition. Still can't place that damned face. He started to weep as he unfolded a blade and started to carve into my face. His tears met my fresh blood. My leg shuffled onto the parking floor, trying to get away, but slipped on the ample blood that had now formed a pool around me. The physical pain was refreshing after the agonizing thoughts. I closed my eyes and relished it. After all these years, never had something felt so liberating. Not a bad thought hanging around waiting to get me. Just pure, unadulterated red pain. I opened my eyes and screamed. He had left me undead, hadn't finished the job he had started, and then I remembered. Yes, that was the worst thing that he did, I remembered. He leaves you bleeding and moaning fiendishly. Oh. Now I know who he was. And so we've come to the end of our session. I would like to take a moment here to thank all you listeners who have joined us in this session. I would also like to go ahead and invite everyone attending to go ahead and check the link found in the description below. It is the source of this particular story and the original creator, so do give them a special thanks and do let them know who it was that sent you their way. Your support means a lot, and I cannot stress this enough, so please consider liking, commenting, and even subscribing to the channel. Then lastly, for those who are willing, consider having a look at our Patreon page and keep up to date with our latest narrations and some other opportunities. This was Dr. Torment bidding you adieu, and remember, don't fall asleep ever.